semifinals before losing to Long Beach State, the eventual national champion. But the Waves won the MPSF tournament last year that got them into the NCAAs. And we're going to get a net against Pepperdine, or as the ball went out of bounds. Blue Skies, Shannon Macias, the up official, and Mil Catano is the down official. And the Waves tied at 1 apiece. The Waves last year, as you see, Cole Hartke, second-team All-American, and the MPSF freshman of this, and a point for the Spartans. The Division II school coming out to the West Coast. Here you see Verstegen, very talented player. Big international influence on this St. Thomas Aquinas. In fact, 9 different countries from Sweden, Peru, Puerto Rico, Belgium, Portugal, Kazakhstan, Netherlands, Germany, and Brazil. And so for Tiago Lopez in his 3rd year, he's originally from Portugal, and he's developed a great pipeline internationally, and he's very high on this year's team. This team has to play USC tomorrow night. Well, Pepperdine will host Damon out of New York, another Division II school match about a week ago, and beat Calgary in all 4 sets. For Pepperdine, they go to Hartke, who pounds it. How many teams have 2 6'10" outside hitters and as athletic and as mobile as they are? Nice set by Polomats, the transfer from Purdue Fort Wayne, averaged under 9 assists per set last year. He's 6'6", and just a key player for Pepperdine. With 2 years ago, he was the National Player of the Year. He's a top player on the U.S. national team, and he's a top beach volleyballer as well. That falls short. I think for St. Thomas Aquinas, the keys coming into this match, when you talk with the coaches, they will say just to come out and play hard and compete. I think a couple of keys for the Spartans, how well they handle Pepperdine's serve, and to attack Pepperdine's block with a lot of quick attacks in the middle. Great effort there by the Spartans from a quick hit, and then also the back row attack where they can try to find one-on-one blockers against Pepperdine that has such great size. Ball going out of bounds. The Waves starting tonight, Ryan Barnett, Cole Hartke, and Grant Lamoureux on the outside. Noe Mate along with James Eady in the middle. The center, Andre Polomats, and the libero, Zach Chapin, the 6'1" redshirt freshman out of Manhattan Beach. For the Spartans, the outside, Verstegen along with Schwartz and Deventer. In the middle, David Weiss along with Louis Gratt. The libero, Ivalo Todorov, to round out the lineup for the Spartans. Waves off to a good start, 7-5. There you see Jonathan Winder, former Pepperdine All-American, helped lead the Waves to a national title in 2005. And Jonathan was a 6'8" setter back then. He was a 4-time All-American 2007. He was the National Player of the Year. 128 for St. Thomas Aquinas. A good ball handling team, strong blocking team. Ball sent over, goes out of bounds, and a point for St. Thomas Aquinas. Their middle blocker, David Weiss, led the nation in blocks per set last year, 1.289. The 6'7" junior from Germany who had 107 blocks. And hear all about him. Pepperdine team is absolutely loaded. Nice receive as Verstegen goes cross court. And that all began with the ball handling of St. Thomas Aquinas. Waves last year were 14-4 at home, 7-6 on the road. For St. Thomas Aquinas, went 12-2 at home last year, 4-7 on the road. And a service error. Of course, if you're the spot, the winner prior to coming to Pepperdine was a head coach at Fresno State women's volleyball for 4 years. He was an assistant at Washington women's volleyball for a couple seasons, also the head coach of that beach volleyball program at Washington. And there you see Jonathan Winder being covered by the official. He'll play with the Waves from 2005 through 2008. Waves the set, comes up short. So a 263 hitting percentage. Waves recorded 12 shutouts, was shut out twice. For St. Thomas Aquinas, they had 12 shutouts. They were shut out 7 times. Hit 254 as a team, but it's all about their defense. Held their opponents to a 191. For the Spartans, we got Marcus Frank, the setter, another returning starter, preseason all-conference, wearing number 4. Nice effort by the Spartans, but the ball comes up short. Todorov, the libero, another along the sidelines. 12-10 Pepperdine. Now you knew the Spartans were going to come out with great intensity and energy, excited to get their season underway like Pepperdine. And the Waves will have to match that intensity. And so far the Spartans have been battling, but a service ace. Again, the Waves, he played internationally a number of years ago. Nice receive, they go outside, driving it. Kept in play by Pepperdine on the other side. And the point is coming up for the Spartans. And that is Jakob Schwartz, 6'7" freshman from Mainz, Germany. It will be Schwartz serving 13-11, and the Spartans hanging tough. Waves go to the outside, tap, oh, what a block up front. International team, a lot of international experience, wearing number 5, Waves over the middle, and James Eady. 14-12, Pepperdine leading. For James Eady coming up big in set number 1. Nice quick hitter against that defense. St. Thomas Aquinas. We're just outside of the New York metropolitan area, located in Spark Hill, New York. Population 1,500, so a small suburb. Waves on the attack, ball pinballed. Diving save back there by Verstegen. Sent over by the Spartans. Waves over the middle. James Eady. Number 30th, 1973. But they have been remodeling Firestone, and it's still going to be a big asset to the campus. The Mountain at Mullen Park, they've been working on it for almost 2-3 years now. Very exciting. And a cross-court shot. And Elon Tapper comes up with the kill. He's 6'1", out of Garfield, New Jersey. Another first-year player. Elon Tapper, pretty good athlete. 15-13, Pepperdine with the lead. Waves moving left to right in their white, blue, and orange. And for St. Thomas Aquinas, they joust at the net. There's going to be a question by Thiago Lopez, the head coach of the Spartans. Take a look at Marcus Frank, the setter. If it was touched, and it's going to be a challenge on this play. A joust. Verstegen up front against Mate. The block is there. Maybe touching the net. That's the only thing we can see. The ball stay in bounds when the Waves blocked it. That's the other thing. Okay, so there's the joust. Ball kept in play. They go to Frank, the setter. And yes, I mean, the ball dropped in. Women's volleyball team, an assistant in Arkansas Little Rock women's volleyball for 4 years. As the Waves go on the offensive. And Ryan Barnett with the kill. Waves off to a great start. 16-13, Pepperdine. That was Ryan Barnett, first team All-American. What a year he had last year. James Eady serving with the jump floater. They go to the quick attack and able to score. Again for this team, and that is Lewis Grant, the freshman, able to get the kill. Can attack in the middle against Pepperdine, solo block, and then going to the back row. Certainly will be keys for St. Thomas Aquinas, and so far they've done a nice job. They come up with a good block up front. And that is David Nice. Number 15, 6'7" junior out of Xuyến, Germany. Again, a lot of international experience. When you recruit internationally and get players who play professional, the third year overall, playing competitive volleyball. On both the men and women's side, outside, Waves able to cover that. They go to Hartke, who drives it. Picked up by the Spartans, and then Verstegen. There's so much excitement around the Pepperdine men's volleyball program. We mentioned great history with the program. 5 national titles, second most all time, only to UCLA that has 21, and there goes to Southern Cal. A little more pressure on St. Thomas Aquinas, and with the Trojans tomorrow night that are ranked number 5 in the nation. Waves, who play in the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, arguably the toughest conference in the country. Waves a strong serve, but the ball handling has been very good by St. Thomas Aquinas, and then the kill is there by Frank, the 6'5" senior out of Brazil. Transferred in from Central State. You see the setter, who last year averaged just under 9 assists %. At 27 service aces. He's offensive minded. He had 61 kills last year, and he's been very active early in this match off the blocks, and the way he's able to get the point. Go Hartke, 2016 Pepperdine. Waves are picked second in the NBSF. You've got 10 schools. It is the largest conference in the nation. You've got UCLA, they're currently ranked number 1. You've got Pepperdine, Southern Cal, Brigham Young, Stanford, a number of Division II schools. Joust again, this time won by the Spartans, and able to get the point. And Verstegen once again. 2017, Spartans hanging tough. They get a little bit of a run here. Could certainly change things. Again, first matches, you're going to try to iron things out, timing, amongst other things. There's Noe Mate, the middle blocker, and Hartke. Off to a great start. The Waves hitting 533, the Spartans 316, and Hartke already with 5 kills on 7 swings, no attack errors. There you see the 6'10" NBSF Freshman of the Year, second team All-American. A banner season, 359 kills at 299, 47 aces. What's amazing, you can put Hartke, 6'10" in the back row. He had 113 digs last year and batted over nicely by the Spartans. That goes on the outside to Hartke. Pepperdine 22, St. Thomas Aquinas 17. The Waves will get the ball back and serving. Pepperdine, Ryan Graves, who will also be a setter, the 6'4" junior out of Irvine, California. Spartans on the offensive. Waves able to keep it in play. Back to Hartke with a tap. Knocked down up front by Weiss. Here comes the back row, and the shot is good by Verstegen. And so the Spartans might challenge this. Let's see. Most of the time, the coaches will talk to their players and ask them, what do you see? All right, 23-17, Waves trying to go up 1-0. UCLA ranked number 1 in the nation this week. Hawaii 2nd, Long Beach State 3rd, Pepperdine 4th, USC 5th. Waves good ball handling, Hartke cross court. Covered by the Spartans, they go on the backside. Ball tipped up, but the Waves get it. The point goes to the Spartans, and they will bring it in play. We sit way upstairs, so if there's a challenge or something like that, we're probably the last to know. All right, serving. Waves at the service line tonight, a couple of aces and 4 errors. Good top spin on the serve. Spartans over the middle. Waves able to control. They go back row to Hartke, gets the point, and Pepperdine wins set number 1. Tuition, but that includes books, so we all know it's not that bad. All right, cross court, covered nicely by the Spartans, tapped over from the back row. That is Verstegen, and nice job by the Spartans again to cover. They go outside with the block. Mate, along with Hartke. So Hartke is 6'10", Mate is 6'7". Very physical, athletic middle. As you see, Schwartz being rejected, and the Waves lead 2-1 in set number 2. Waves up 1-0. Waves strong jump serve. Impressed with the ball handling of the Spartans. Vice over the middle. Well executed. St. Thomas Aquinas is going to have a big year. They're going to play SC tomorrow. They're going to play Penn State, College Station. And you see David Weiss. Out of Germany. Spartans a pretty good serving team, and they get themselves an ace. There's 3-2 in favor of St. Thomas Aquinas. Probably the most notable alumni to come out of St. Thomas Aquinas. For those of you who watch Shark Tank, which has been around now for 17 years, well, Barbara Corcoran, one of the sharks on the show, is an alumni at St. Thomas Aquinas. Is the Waves able to get the point. Lamoureux able to get the point, and we're tied at 3. Barbara Corcoran, who was a real estate mogul, sold a real estate company a number of years ago for a cool $70 million, and now one of the sharks on Shark Tank. All right, Wave serving, moving right to left there in their white and blue. Cross court. And nice job. Elon Tapper, number 11, getting some playing time, pretty good athlete. Tapper out of Garfield, New Jersey. 4-3, Spartans in set number 2. Waves go cross court. Nice save back there, and a block up front, but Pepperdine able to score. A nice effort by Schwartz, handling the ball in the backing else. Speaks 4 different languages: English, Spanish, Portuguese, and German. Because with all the players he's got internationally, got to be able to communicate with a lot of different players. And a nice job with the program. He actually was the head coach. 1-0. Let's go over the middle. James Eady. Nice set by Polomas. With all the talent in their Waves, Eady's a returning player. All conference, All-American. Actually, honorable mention. Jacob Riley, the setter, second team All-American. Firing down the line and missing the shot. Schwartz goes out of bounds. 7-5 Pepperdine. And you got Cole Hartke, second team All-American. Ryan Barnett, first team All-American. So you have most of those players returning. And then you throw in some freshmen, but the big void, of course, is at the setter position, the quarterback. And Ryan Graves and Andre Polomas, especially early, will fall on them. They've got so much talent around them that this team should be so good, especially early. It's going to get very difficult as the schedule, very demanding. UC Irvine, Long Beach State, they go to Hawaii for a couple. Loyola Chicago, pick to win the Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. They'll play Lewis. Attack air. Is missing that Jakob Schwartz. 3 kills, but he's hitting 0-0-0. 11 swings, 3 attack errors for number 7. Ball popped up. Eady has to set Barnett with the smash hit. 9-6 of a kind location. The school does overlook the Pacific Ocean, and the weather is usually very good. Ball goes out of bounds, and a point for St. Thomas Aquinas. Population of Malibu, just about 13,000, but it is the home of a lot of rich and famous that you might run into in a restaurant or a market or a shop here along the coast. Of course, today very windy, Southern California. Waves back on offense. Barnett, ooh, the block there. Weiss along with Schwartz. Wow. 9-8, the Waves with the lead. Position, gonna get, let's see, a rotation violation against the Spartans. Again, for them, it's their first match, so you're gonna have some miscues and getting timing and chemistry and organization. Hey, you see Coach Lopez. I'd be happy with the performance so far. Only down 10-8 in the second set. Waves who were 14-4 at home last year, won the NPSF tournament last year here in Malibu. This season, the NPSF tournament will be at Brigham Young, April 22nd through the 25th. All 10 teams will participate. The NCAA tournament will be May 9th through the 11th at UCLA. The following this year, in the next 2 years, the NCAA tournament will be held in Las Vegas. I think really changing. 11-9 as the Spartans once again, Frank, able to get the point. There you see Weiss. Well, he's a good-looking middle. Had the overpass. Spartans get a good look. Schwartz goes cross court and gets the point. Officials for tonight's match, the up official, Shannon Macias, and the down official, Mel Cayentano. UCLA starts their season tonight, hosting McKendree. Brigham Young is home against St. Francis, Pennsylvania. Concordia out of the NBSF, home against Rutgers. Team Vic to win the Great Lakes Valley Conference. Is able to get the point. Cole Hartke. And Menlo, another Division II school playing in the NBSF, is hosting a good Lewis team. They are picked third in the Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. All right, Waves on the jump serve, booming serve by Barnett, but well controlled by the Spartans, but the Waves able to get the point, putting a lot of pressure on St. Thomas Aquinas. You see the freshman Elon Tapper. Block up front. 13-10 Waves. Set 2 in the service air. Side out to the Spartans. St. Thomas Aquinas, you might ask who he is. He's actually, or was, a medieval philosopher and theologian. A school named after St. Thomas Aquinas, founded in 1952. Waves go to the outside. And Grand Lamoureux gets the point, 14-11. Waves now hitting 500 for the match. And the Spartans have 179. One of the keys to St. Thomas Aquinas is their ball handling, able to handle Pepperdine's serve, and so far they've done a terrific job. They're giving Pepperdine all they can handle in this match. Mistimed, and the point goes to the Waves. Verstegen. It was Schwartz trying to set. Waves up 15-11. We are going to get an official's timeout. Waves lead 1-0 up in the second set, 15-11. You're watching the NBSF on Big Ten. Pepperdine in set number 2. Waves won the first set 25-18. Kept in play by the Spartans. Waves able to control it. They go cross court. Batted over by Hartke. And volleyed back by the Spartans. Waves come up with it. They go outside to Lamoureux. Pepperdine 16 and St. Thomas Aquinas 11. Aiden Toon in to serve for Pepperdine. 6'1" junior out of Honolulu. Toon possesses the high toss, good strong jump serve. Spartans blocked down by Pepperdine. They come up 10, Hartke, Lamoureux 6'10", Edie 6'8". Frank on the back set. And Schwartz shot attempt is long, and a point to Pepperdine. We will get a timeout as Tiago Lopez, the head coach of the Spartans, wants to slow things down a bit. The Waves leading 18-11 in set number 2. Up 1-0. You're watching the NBSF on Big Ten Plus. And they're white and blue. And the Spartans in their black and white. And the shot comes up short, and the Waves get the point. Now in a 6-0 run, 19-11. So there are 8 conferences now playing Division I men's volleyball, 4 Division II and 4 Division I, but some of those Division I conferences like the NBSF, the MIVA, and the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association have Division II schools there. Players are going to get the point. Those steel beams and lights do sit rather low, but they are in play. As long as the ball comes back on the same side, you can play it. 20-11 Waves on a 7-0 run. So you have the Big West Conference. Long Beach State picked to win that league. Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. Penn State picked to win that conference. Frank Setting goes outside, firing away. Elon Tapper, he's got a powerful arm at 6'1" and goes way up the ladder. So in the Midwest Intercollegiate Volleyball Association, Loyola Chicago picked to win that league. Conference Carolinas, Belmont Abbey. In the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation, UCLA, the top team. In the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, Fort Valley State is the favorite. Northeast Conference, co-favorites Damon and St. Francis, Pennsylvania. And Damon will be here on Sunday at 3 p.m. We'll have it on Big Ten Plus. We're going to get a challenge, maybe. The ball did go out of bounds, and a point to St. Thomas Aquinas. Waves had an 8-0 run, and then the quick attack, James Edie. So the Northeast Conference, Damon and St. Francis, Pennsylvania team picked to win that league, and they're playing at Concordia here in Southern California down in Orange County tonight. 21-12 Pepperdine, they come up short. Harkey serve, looking to take something off of it. The capacity of Firestone Fieldhouse, 3,100. So Gustavo Leinert in the lineup for the Spartans, and into serve with the jump floater. Waves on the offensive backside out of the back row. And that one hitting the antenna, and that's out of bounds, and a point to the Spartans. 21-14. Receiver Stegan. Santiago Valenza, 6'4" sophomore, outside hitter, playing number 16. St. Thomas Aquinas, they're going to have a terrific year this year. Waves go to the outside, covered nicely by the Spartans, but Verstegen just missed it. 22-14. Kieran, a top player in the East Coast Conference. So for the East Coast Conference, because they only have 4 schools not eligible for Division II NCAA postseason play. Over the middle. Waves able to cover it. Nice job. Batted. Too many hits, and a point for St. Thomas Aquinas. Arlo Lindqvist, 6'1" freshman center from Stockholm, Sweden. Number 10 in the lineup for the Spartans. And Serbian Louis Grat, the 6'5" freshman from Germany. We mentioned the big international presence for St. Thomas Aquinas. The Waves cannot. 8 kills leading Pepperdine. Lamoureux with 6, Edie with 4. This is Barnett driving it and getting the point. Schwartz has 4 kills. Tapper with 4. Verstegen with just 3, but 5 attack errors on 13 swings, hitting a -154. Of course, St. Thomas Aquinas is going to be good this year. Kieran has to be a big player for this Spartans team. Punched over, was it touched? Yes, and a point to St. Thomas Aquinas. 23-17 Waves. Pepperdine won the first set, 25-18. You see the bench of the Spartans. And getting a great experience at USC tomorrow. Spartans playing a number of players back in Schwartz. Also for St. Thomas Aquinas is Reinert. And it will be Frank, the setter, to bring it into play. Spartans going left to right. Marine, gold, and black. Actually, maroon, gold, and black are the colors. A nice jump floater in the front court. Barnett on the other side, able to push it over. Pepperdine 24, and St. Thomas Aquinas 17. Set point number 1 for the Waves. Waves serving. Lomas, the setter, with delivering the serve on the outside. Verstegen comes back to Pepperdine, firing away as Hartke and the Waves win set number 2, 25-17, and take a 2 national championship a week from Monday. All right, Waves serving to start set 3. They go over the middle, and Weiss with the kill, and gives the Spartans a 1-0 lead. On the 30s, back on the East Coast, cloudy. St. Thomas Aquinas from Spark Hill, New York. Part of Rockland County. Just outside of New York metro area, about 25 miles northwest. Waves able to tie him 1 in Lamoureux.
Ryan Barnett is here for the Waves.
Talking with Jonathan Winder about Graham Lamoureux. He mentioned he's a lot like former national player and Olympian Sean Rooney, who helped lead the Waves to a national title in 2005. He's got that type of talent, wearing number 9 for Pepperdine. Waves up 2-1. See Lamoureux, Hartke. For Pepperdine, who had 12 shutouts or sweeps last year. Ball popped up on the outside. Schwartz, ball tipped by Pepperdine, returning it. They go on the other side. That is Verstegen, and the ball goes off the hands of the point for St. Thomas Aquinas. Mentioned Graham Lamoureux. His mom, Michelle, played volleyball at Virginia Tech. He's out of West Forsyth High School, where he was a National Player of the Year. He's a top beach volleyball player on top of everything else. Won a state championship. Number 9, Grant Lamoureux. Waves go to the outside. Hartke gets a touch. They go back to Lamoureux. Kept in play by the Spartans on the other side. Schwartz hits it. Covered by Pepperdine. That's Hartke volleys it back. St. Thomas Aquinas back row. Verstegen. Ball popped up and goes out of bounds. And Verstegen will get the point, and the Spartans take a 3-2 lead. Waves have Jacob Riley, the second-team All-American, back in the lineup, the 6-foot senior out of Cypress, Texas, had a banner season. Transferred in from Concordia down in Orange County, where he played for 2 years. A Division II school. And for Riley, he led Pepperdine with 200 digs. Oh, we're tied at 3. This is James Eady. Pepperdine playing the Mount Pacific Sports Federation, but in other sports, they're playing the West Coast Conference. The likes of Gonzaga, St. Mary's, San Francisco, Santa Clara. As you know all about Gonzaga, Oregon State, Washington State, and the WCC. In fact, Pepperdine men's basketball team is home tomorrow evening against San Francisco at 5 p.m. and we'll have it on ESPN+. All right, 4-3 Waves able to get the point. Waves up 2-0. For St. Thomas Aquinas, very competitive. Hartke with 9 kills, Lamoureux with 7, Barnett with 4. Let's serve over the middle, Weiss, and able to score. 6-4. Waves up. Pepperdine won the first set 25-18, and the second set 25-17. Both sets very competitive. And Damon, who comes in here on Sunday, they're playing down at UC San Diego tonight. And UC San Diego ranked 10th in the nation, but Damon won the Northeast Conference tournament and went to the NCAA coaching staff. And Jonathan Winder, the MPSF Coach of the Year last year, just signed an extension on his contract to 2030. So congratulations to him and his family. Giving the Waves great stability in years to come. Over the middle. Waves D, who the Spartans will play tomorrow night, has 2 7-footer middles, 2 of them, and they're really good. All right, 7-5 Pepperdine. Some serve comes up short. Now, special thanks to our entire entertainment crew, our directors tonight, Shona Barony, producing Archie Coruscani, Kristen Elizondo, and Christian Soler. And special thanks to Kelly Nugent out of the Pepperdine Athletics Communications Department for all her help and hard work. All right, Spartans on the back row. And shot able to score. The Spartans, you can see Verstegen. They like to use him out of the back row. 6'3", excellent athlete. And we're even at 7. Spartans serving, boy, the high toss took a little bit off. Waves over the average, just under 9 assists per match, per set. And for Polomas, a lot of international experience. He is from Serbia and played a lot of international volleyball. Makes a big difference to add the age and experience as opposed to trying to get a first-year player out of high school to have an immediate impact. Not the way teams and schools are going these days. They see Tapper once again, number 11, 9-7. Spartans down by only 2. A good test for both teams to get some work. This Tapper being denied again. He's 6'1", going against Edie at 6'8". Polomas at 6'6". Back in, Santiago Valença, 6'4", sophomore from Portugal. Lisbon in the way, strong serve, back row, and firing away, but he goes out of bounds. Verstegen will attack here. Verstegen's getting some pretty good looks. He's just missing, although he does lead the team with 7. Time Polomas setting Barnett, but he chose to go to Hartke. The nice passing by the Waves. Enco Hartke, our University Credit Union play of the match. All right, 15-7 Pepperdine. Waves up 2 sets to none. I mentioned the aces to error ratio. So if you have 4 aces and 12 errors, that's still pretty good. That's 1-3. 2 aces, maybe 6 errors, still very good. Waves keeping in play on the backside, firing away. Hartke and gets it. The Waves continue on 9-01 and up 16-7. However, with that all being said about aces to error ratio, I did a match a couple years ago in Pepperdine playing Long Beach State. Long Beach State had 1 ace and 28 service errors and still won the match. They hit 440, but they gave away a lot of points. Waves with another bullet. The serving really coming around. Lamoureux, his 5th ace of the night. Got 8 kills, 2 digs, and 2 blocks. Booming serve, and the Waves on a 10-0 run. Boy, up until now, the Spartans have done a great job handling Pepperdine serve, but here in the 3rd set, it's been a little bit different. And the Waves are going to put a lot of pressure on a number of teams with their great serve. 2027, University of Pacific will come back and join the NPSF. They played men's volleyball for 21 years, dropped the sport 13 years ago. They're going to bring it back next year as Lamoureux delivers another ace. Wow. Waves up 18-7, and Grand Lemeray rolling. He's in a nice rhythm, and his booming serve. Waves on a 11-0 run. 6'10" freshman redshirt. 18-7. Waves won the first set 25-18, second set 25-17, both very competitive. All right, Lemeray rocks and fires, but it comes up short. 18-8, that snaps the 11-0 run. So at the University of Pacific coming into the conference, it'll give the league 11 schools. That starts January 1st, 2027. Mentioned Pacific. It dropped the sport 13 years ago, but the new president said we want to get back into it, and hopefully a lot more schools will follow. It's a great sport. All right, firing away, Lemeray. Covered back there, Todorov.
Swing by the Spartans goes in the net.
Comes up short, 19-8 Pepperdine. All right, Aiden Toon will come in to serve for the Waves. Pepperdine Damon on Sunday at 3 p.m. We'll have it on Big Ten Plus. A really strong Division II school, St. Thomas Aquinas, despite down 2-0 and trailing in set 3, is going to have a terrific year. They have a very good team. I'm very impressed with their team. Their ball handling, their striking ability. David Weiss in the middle. A lot of good young talent and 4 returning starters. The heavy favorite to win the East Coast Conference once again. They won the last 2 under head coach Tiago Lopez. 19-9 Waves. The quick hitter, Polomas. Polomas able to score at 6'6", just read the defense. And of course, the teams just have to double the outside. There's just no other defense that you can look at when you play Pepperdine. They've got so many weapons. This could be a banner year. They have not won a national title since 2005. As Hartke's shot comes up short, 20-9. Of course, UCLA since 2006. It's been a while under John Speraw. Long Beach State, the defending national champions. They have a new coach, Alan Knipe, retiring. Not much more he can do. Won 3 national titles, played on a national championship team in Long Beach State in 1992. Jonah Barony, they're saying he was over the net. Let's see.
Previous play, the Florida's hitter.
Another look.
The previous play.
Maybe going up might have touched the net. Moving just slightly. Maybe the hand. Pepperdine. He was tied at 7. The Waves are going on a 14-3 run, including 11 straight points. And that is Schwartz with a nice shot cross court, gets the kill. He's got 5 kills tonight. Verstegen with 8, Weiss with 5 and a couple of blocks. Waves overall 15 blocks to 5. Noe Mate has 4. The freshman middle from Switzerland, 21-11. All right, the Waves bring in Zach Chapin, the libero, the redshirt freshman out of Manhattan Beach. At Miracosta High School, always a powerhouse when it comes to volleyball. 23-11, the Spartans go. 23-11 Pepperdine. Spartans will be at USC, number 5 team in the nation tomorrow night. Waves home against Damon on Sunday. 3 p.m. we'll have it on Big Ten Plus. 23-12. Becerra, you see Chapin. He's have about 7 redshirt freshmen. Again, their roster last year was about 27, 28 players, but that's being reduced by the NCAA. 11 in this 3rd set. Bullet, ball, pinball, but the Waves get another ace, and that's it. Pepperdine wins